You guys can all say hello right now.
Hello.
What up?
Hello,
Hello.
everyone. Welcome, 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 welcome. As you can see, there's a lot of black screens on the scene, but don't worry, we'll explain about that later. We do have a chance to introduce a new character, played by Rebecca. But right now, they're just in darkness. They're in the abyss right now, just in dark. Also, Sugar is not able to make it because they're at work. But don't worry, that was a ghost of, I think that was the ghost of Becca, what we just heard. But yeah, so obviously, we're one person down today, but we're going to gain one person if everyone figures out what we're doing, which I don't know if they do or not, but we'll figure it all out. But welcome to the Crimson Petal episode 2. So I'm excited to go. I'm excited to see what you guys are going to be doing today. Let's have a little recap, shall we? So, last week on episode 1, we started off the campaign with a nice light-hearted fair. It was the Goliath Stone Festival. A bunch of Goliaths come round. They have loads of different rides like big Ferris wheels and teacups. And these guys puked everywhere. Well, 3 of them did, if I remember rightly. Was it 3? 3
Yeah,
people puked up, right?
three.
And it was just a jolly good time, and they were trying to sell their wares. So Boy was, selling stuff off, and then it breaks immediately, but Boy's out the area by the time it breaks. We had Oakley selling their cider, and they did very well. Neela was doing, I was about to say, like, how can you say it? Not scrying, not like predictions kind of thing, with one person who got kind of obsessed and spent all their money on Neela, and that's about it. Rascal was betting all their money, and I think looking at the inventory, they made the most money out of everyone on that day. And Annie, are you okay? I just read your name again, dude. Oh god. They went round the area to do medicine on people, and got paid with that. Sugar's character, Theodore the Bard, he performed, did an amazing performance and got a lot of gold from that. After they did their jobs, some of them went home and got changed into their comfy clothes, went back out, met up with everyone because they're a bunch of friends, and they decided to go on to some rides, some characters like AJ's Barbecue, who is not a main character, is a character in the town. If you go to them, you can do as well. We got a big rib and some sausages, I believe, were sold. I can't remember exactly, but we met a bunch of characters. And later on, as the night started to approach the area, fireworks went off. Father Henry made a lovely speech thanking everyone for being there, talking about togetherness and all that kind of jazz, families and new families and the old families and everything. But then, as most D&D games go, they went a little bit darker. And what happened was Henry got assassinated by a group of 3 hooded figures. Only, I can't remember exactly who saw this, the people who rolled high on their perception. Everyone saw the hooded figures, sorry, but I can't remember exactly who it was. But some of you saw 3 prawns, if you would, on the top of the head, just in the silhouette behind the flash of a firework. And then, yeah, Henry got assassinated. They disappeared. Zombies attacked because that's fun. I love zombies. I'm a big fan of zombies. Everyone survived. No one got really hurt. And what else happened? I guess Oakley's master was one of the zombies. And Oakley was the one who said, leave this one to me. Oakley defeated their previous master, went and reburied their master. Had a little perception check around the graveyard. Didn't roll high enough to see anything really curious. And I think that's where we left off. Oh, yeah, a couple more things. One, the session was almost led out by a beautiful serenade from Theodore, which was accompanied by Rascal, if I remember rightly. Am I correct in that at the end? And I think that's where we left off. Oh, one more thing, actually. Rascal felt a little something enter their back pocket and they revealed a note, a parchment, which I believe, if you guys can remember rightly, I need to find it without
I still
spoiling.
have it. I can read it. I have it written down.
Go for it.
Under a moonlit sky at the Old Blossom Tavern, remember to knock.
Yeah, I got it on the screen as well. I'm so professional, guys. I'm so professional.
Nice.
That's where we left off. But what I'm going to do is I would like to. I want to try and do this with every session if we can. But I want to make it like a bit more of a scenic approach, if you would, like the beginning of a new episode. So how it's going to start with this session is we're going to be. Imagine you've got a camera pan back to the cherry blossom tree. As we all know, the cherry blossom tree here magically never loses all of its leaves. It's always blossoming, and it's always beautiful. And I like the idea, personally, where as this scene is happening, we go back to the tree and we are again following the petals, just gently going through the breeze. But instead of it being bright in the morning, it's starting to get into the nighttime. It's not exactly dark yet. It's not fully dark yet. But I like the idea that in the sky is a mixture of different colours. We've got purples, blues. We have oranges and pinks from the, what was it? The electric eel lanterns, if you would, placing around. And the stars are starting to shine. The moon is starting to rise. It's kind of overcast, though. It's quite cloudy at this point in time. Just to give you guys a little idea. But yeah, so we're going to start this session with the petals. Again, just going through the town, floating around, going the exact same thing what it's been doing all the time, except this time these petals will be floating towards the ever-welcoming church of Cherry Blossom Town. And as you follow these petals, it leads into a kind of not chaotic, but kind of chaotic scene where you have the citizens of Cherry Blossom Town sort of gathering around, talking amongst themselves. The noise is starting to get a bit louder and louder and louder. I like the idea that some of these petals, in fact, simultaneously, no matter where the players are, they all have a single petal just float and land gently on their shoulders, as some of them at least, are standing around the body of Father Henry. To reiterate about Oakley, by the way, from the last session, the reason why I didn't go into detail about why Father Henry doesn't mean too much to you is because your time was spent more in the monastery, training and looking after the orchards. More that you were with your master more or less all your time in this area. So you never really got a chance to see Father Henry as much as everyone else. Just want to reiterate that. I never explained it in the previous session, so don't worry. But you're there for your friends. You're backing everyone. Yeah, cool. And as those petals land on your shoulders, a few petals start to land and just cascade onto Henry's body. And for a slight moment before, as we know, they start to disappear. One of the petals, which is a beautiful pink, starts to turn a little bit red into a dark crimson. And then... And you'll notice that most of you, I'm assuming, are kind of focused, like locked on to Henry's body. Like some of you might be interpreting it different ways. I know Annie would be completely, just kind of shocked, just stuck there, in a sense, staring down. But you do notice, even in a low kind of murmur, that the crowds start to get louder and louder. They start to become a bit more hysterical, where there's children crying, there's people arguing, there's people pointing at other people, accusing that they're the people who did it. No one knows what's going on in this town. They're just panicking. They've had almost an entire year of peace, so they had that kind of sense of everything's going to be okay. With Father Henry, we're kind of safe. He's the one who looked after us. This person's gone now, so we can't start to get hysterical. And as the noise builds amongst the citizens, it almost becomes to the point where it's just mass hysteria. People aren't used to this. You guys are, you're adventurers. You kind of get it, but this is still a shock to you. And as it gets to the point where it's about to break, where the tension's about to snap and everyone's just going to go completely crazy, you hear a booming voice come from, I'm going to say, the east side of the church. And you hear, "Silence! Right now." And you all, Annie, I'm not too sure about you. I like the idea that you're still staring at Father Henry. It's totally up to you if you want to, though. And you notice that Theodore sort of freezes, because Theodore's heard this before. And you look to your right, and there stands Lucian, Morningstar, prestidigitation. His helmet off, under his armpit. And you see now that this gentleman is, I'm not going to say he's like middle-aged, you know, he's chiseled, he has a scar down one of his eyes. He has long, flowing black hair. And you don't have to roll anything for this, but you do see he's got his shoulders back, his chin's held high, as he walks up to you guys gathering around Henry. And as he said silence, everyone hushed. Dead silent around. The reason this happens is because they know how strong this person is. He's the captain. He's the one who you go to when you need to get shit done, usually. So even if it's a case of people might have a bad opinion about him sometimes, you know you want to respect him. Not in a fearful way. It's more of a case of he's just that damn good at what he does that when he speaks, people listen. And he walks over to you. And who's standing around Henry? Who's standing around Henry right now? Rascal, Boy. Neil, are you still keeping your distance? Oakley, whereabouts are you?
Walking towards, but not on top of everyone else.
Annie, obviously, you're right there too. I'm going to assume, and I'm pretty, Theodore would be there too because they were serenading. But as Lucian walks up to the group around you, around Henry, he puts his hand on Rascal's shoulder, pushes you out of the way. Not forceful, but stern. Does the same to Boy. He does it to Theodore, but slightly lighter. And he doesn't touch Annie. And in complete silence to start with, he stands over Henry's body. And then he takes a knee. He looks at Annie, and Annie, even if you're still looking at Henry's body, you sort of notice his armor. It's heavy plate armor, and it's got a purple shade to it to represent obviously the Purple Knights or the Purple Dragon Knights. And as he is kneeling there in front of your friend Father Henry, you have a quick flashback in your memory. And it's strange for yourself because really you are the only person apart from Henry who's ever heard or seen Lucian laugh. Lucian had a close relationship with Henry. He kept it kind of to himself. He would be in the church, sitting with the father, just drinking wine, talking about stories of when they were growing up as children, into men as they used to work together, talking about how Father Henry was part of the Purple Dragons until he wanted to be a bit more peaceful. And even though Lucian almost disagreed, he respected it. He listened to Father Henry quite a lot. Father Henry taught him quite a lot about cleric duties. But the biggest thing you picture in your head is his laugh. And as that memory fades out, you see Lucian taking out 2 copper coins from his, I'm going to say his bag, I'm just going to say that. And he gently puts the coins onto Father Henry's eyes. And it takes a bit of time, and he just whispers some arcane words. And he casts Gentle Repose. For those who don't know what that means, it basically means that you can't really turn them undead. They're very hard to be controlled from that point onwards. He saw the zombies going around. He wants to make sure that Henry's being respected. He gently puts his arm underneath Henry's neck, and then underneath his legs, and he looks at you, Annie, and he nods, and he stands up with Father Henry in his arms, and he turns to the crowd, who are just dead silent, eyes on him. And he takes a moment, he breathes, he calms himself down. And he just goes, okay, we do not know what's happened right now, but we will find out. Whatever's happened here is atrocious. He was my friend, he was all of our friends. We will give him a proper burial. But for now, we need time. We need time to investigate. We need time to create a burial that is worthy of this man. Henry will be with me, safe. Give us time. But for now, I need you all to not go alone. This is still an unsafe place. We don't know what happened, but we'll try our best. I'm sorry I couldn't be there at that moment. I'm going to be ordering my knights to patrol the town. However, for your own safety, I request that you do not walk out at night. Do not show any suspicious activity, or you'll be taken home, or worse, you'll be coming with us. And you see just gentle tears going down. He looks at you, Annie, and he just doesn't verbally say it, but he just has that look in his eyes where he's just, I'm sorry. And as it happens, he lifts him up gently, almost like a parent picking up their child when it's time for them to go to bed. You know, where they fell asleep downstairs and they gently pick them up, and you know that thing where we all fall asleep but we wake up in our bed and we're like, what the fuck happened? Kind of like that. But Henry's not waking up, so it's kind of awkward. Anyway, so he picks him up and he he walks away towards the place where the Dragon Knights stay. As this happens, obviously, and it's whatever you want to do at that point. Everyone makes way for Lucian. And just to recap, Rascal, you have a note. Annie, you have a name. Now, at your point, Annie, I'm not too sure what you'd be willing to put across because obviously your mental state right now. But again, it's this weird feeling for you as a group, where as you hear Lucian talking about staying in, it's not that you can't trust him, but you know that stuff needs to be done. Waiting around might not be the best option. That's how we're going to start it. Okay? Okay, thanks.
Oh my god.
Welcome to pain. All right, I think I said everything. Hang on. We are good. We're good. I said everything I needed to. I'm so happy. All right. So, whoever wants to go and just talk, it's totally up to you guys.
So, interesting night. Shall we grab a drink?
Awkward.
Okay, it's just me then, and I will walk towards the tavern.
Sure. Which tavern? So in this area, in this town, there are two. One is the Cherry Blossom Tavern. One is the old Cherry Blossom Tavern.
I will make my way to the old one. Yeah, the old Blossom Tavern.
Mila will kind of look between where the group is still standing and where you're going, and then they're gonna just kind of go, "We'll come with you," and they'll start following Rascal.
Okay. Annie, Oakley, boy, I'm going to assume that Theodore would wipe away his tears under his eyes, under his hair. It's a lute, isn't it? What we're playing, I believe. Is it a lute? Something like that. Puts it on the back, and they walk with you, Rascal. What's Annie, boy, and Oakley doing?
Annie is going to stand up, wipe her tears, and will just go, I'm gonna try and help see if there's people that need help. I'll meet you guys at the tavern, and then we'll go off and try and see if there's anyone that needs help.
Sure, that's fine. We can go with that, no problem. Boy, Oakley.
I'm gonna just. Hey, Annie, do you want some company to do that?
No, I'll be fine. Just go have a drink with everyone else. I need some time, and then we'll just walk off.
Oh, okay. I know what it's like to lose someone important too. Okay. I'll go with the others then. I'll walk off the others.
Boy.
Kind of wait for a little bit to Annie to like dissipate into the crowd, and then just kind of approach Oakley and just say, "We can still follow her, just from a distance. It's not safe for her to go on her own."
Well, I could. Oh, yeah. Oh, I can do that.
Right.
You say really loudly, where Annie can hear clearly.
Yeah, but she doesn't know the subjects of what I'm saying. I
It's
can
fine.
do that with.
Don't worry about it. I'm only teasing.
So it's kind of just say like, okay, so we just keep it distance, disperse in the crowd, just make sure that everything's
Sure.
all right.
Okay.
Are you coming too then, boy?
Yeah, I'll pass by a little bit.
Oh, I've got an idea. I'm just gonna pick up boy,
Oh
put him on
God.
my shoulder, and cast Pass Without Trace.
Funnily enough, I wasn't even going to get you to roll, but that's fine.
Oh good lord.
So, with the mixture of Annie, I like the idea that Annie is trying to help, but that's their coping mechanism. It's not that they're like taking charge. It's I have no idea what else I'm doing, so I'm just going to focus and try not to think about it. I'm just going to try and help. And am I kind of leaning in the right direction there, Annie?
Yeah,
Cool.
absolutely.
So I'm not going to let you roll that. I'd say that even with Pass Without Trace, I think with Pass Without Trace, you guys are kind of hidden. Again, it's still crowded. People are still talking. The moon is starting to rise, but it is still overcast. So it's dark, but it's not complete. It still hasn't completely set yet. And Annie, as you walk around, you just spend time talking just to anyone who sort of looks like they're freezing in place. That kind of fight or flight response what people have, but they are doing the freeze. There's a sort of looking down at the floor, and they look at you, look up slightly. Do you want to say anything?
She won't say anything because she knows that when people are like that, like herself, she just wants comfort. She just wants to know that people are there. So she will just put a hand on their shoulder and will just let them know that she's there, and if that they need to talk, that she is there for them.
So they'll just stand there and look down and just go, okay, thank you so much. And as you finish this interaction, you have a voice pop up into your head, and you hear a Ball. Haven't heard that name for a long time. And you continue helping other people. Boy and Oakley, you are witnessing everything else. Annie's kind of walking around aimlessly as well. It's more of a case of whoever they bump into. They think they're like being like very focused in what they're doing, but they're not. They might feel focused, and it might feel focused, but it's kind of a little blur around it. What you two see is just, it's weird. There's no direction. It's just sort of bumping around, just trying to help, whoever just touched me, I'm going to help. But that's what's going to be happening for a fair bit at a time, and he's just going to try and calm themselves down just by helping other people. Around about 15 minutes, you kind of gather that people are starting to dissipate, go to their homes. Some will be going to the actual tavern, not the old tavern what you are all heading to, just for some kind of drink just to calm their nerves. At this time, Rascal and Nina, is there anything you want to say on the way to the tavern? Because the tavern, I want you guys to imagine, because I didn't really describe it properly, just because I didn't know properly anyway. I want you to imagine the map of this town is almost like a target board for archery. And in the center is the cherry blossom tree. And the further out you get, it gets more... I'm trying to think of the word desecrated. I can't remember if it's the right word. But the north of it is where the church is, and the closer you are to the church, the more higher end it is. Nicer houses, clothes stores. You have the place what actually buys the armory from Boy's workshop, and they sell it for a much higher price there. the further down you get, that's when it starts to be a bit more industrialized. You know, that's when the armory is. That's where the old tavern is. It's more of the, for lack of a better term, the lower class down there. Everyone's treated nicely, but there is a hierarchy when it comes to money. And Rascal and I think it's common knowledge that the old tavern is there. What you know with this is, you know that the old tavern isn't supposed to be there. Or it is, but it's run down to the point where it can't be like fixed. But hence the reason why we moved location. So is there anything you wanted to say on the way there to each other?
Neela's kind of going to be shaking, trying to wipe away tears, and they'll kind of like rifle through their bags with like shaking hands and take out one of the vials, and they're just going to down the whole thing, put it away.
Interesting. Okay. Just be established, the medicine, is that the medicine you're taking? Make sure you take it off your inventory, because they're actually little tablets, which are infused with the calm emotion spell. I can't remember what level that is, but either way, it doesn't matter. You should have 19, I believe, in your inventory now, which says do not take more than one. But you know that. You know, don't take more than one. So as you take this, you just take a deep breath and then breathe out. It's weird, because it's almost like it takes a little bit of time to work, because it's supposed to dissolve and then go around. But just by the sheer motion of taking it, gives you that kind of relief. So it's like relief on top of relief, if you would. So that's what Neela's doing. Rascal?
Rascal is just staring and walking towards the old tavern and thinking about the notes and looking back at Theo and Nyla, just looking around to see if everyone is doing okay.
I can imagine Theodore, even though they took their Leah, like, whatever, I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, I can imagine that even though they did put it away, I think after a while, for their own comfort, they'd just be playing along with it a tiny bit, you know, just serenading something, not singing, just plucking away as they walk around. I don't know if they'd be talking to you, and I don't want to be saying anything what Sugar would say, but I can imagine that's what Theodore will be doing. A lot of processing going on. So as you make your way down towards the tavern, again, everything starts to get a bit more run down. There's a little bit of a, how can I say it, a hierarchy, like on the checklist of things what need to be built first, right? As we established in the last session, the church takes priority first, and then it works its way down. This area has been kind of just left. Reason being is the population got kind of desecrated during the orc invasion, so the need for housing is not as high as it used to be. So right now, these buildings are sort of left alone while the money is put to other places. As you continue making your way down, you start to go through a few, I'm not going to say alleyways, but the in-between parts of just houses, buildings, what are broken down, and you come to a slight opening, and there in front of you, you see a building with a sign snapped over the top of it. And this is the tavern. This is the tavern that they know. It is completely destroyed. Parts of it is burned. The door is there, but everything else is around it is fucked.
Okay, why I brought us here is because I got this note, and it says that in the moonlit sky I have to knock somewhere here. I'm not sure. So, yeah, I wanted to try it.
So you want to knock on the door?
Well, I was talking to Nyla.
Oh, sorry.
No problem.
I'll be here. Don't mind me.
What's the sky? I mean, Neela will
So-
look up. What's the sky look like?
So it's
right
still overcast right now, very cloudy. The moon isn't completely upright anyway. It's not completely sunset. It's like just about there, you know.
And Does it look like in a while the clouds will disappear and there will be a clear sky? Like,
Not yet.
no?
No, it's going to give it a little bit more time for the sake of everyone else turning up as well.
Well,
You're free to explore still.
yeah. Let's see what's around, because it's been a while since I've been here.
So are you going to go into the old tavern?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go into the old tavern. Are you going to go through the door, or are you going to sort of walk around it? Because
No, I'll walk around.
Sure. I was going to say, like, oh, yeah, don't worry about it. So you're walking around, and the first thing you do is you step on broken wood on the floor. So it just snaps everywhere. You hear the occasional rat just going around, and you look around the room, and it's not empty. There's remains of what previously was the tavern, and there's broken bottles on the floor, like rotten food slightly in there too, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Just anything you think of, like with a pub, things what wouldn't be ransacked, you know, because even if it was desecrated, you know, people are going to go in there and take the booze, right? We're going to take the booze, we're going to take the peanuts, we're going to take whatever they can there. There might be like a little bowl still with peanuts in it if you want it, but it's up to you.
Are there empty glasses somewhere? Like,
You can find,
are
like, I'm going
broken?
to say you can find one, yeah, sure.
Okay. You want to drink something, Nyla?
And
What do
they'll
you want?
kind of. Are there like chairs that haven't been completely destroyed here that we could
Yeah.
like sit on?
I'm going to say, like, you conveniently find two. Most things are broken, right? But you see like two what are almost on the point where it could break, but it's okay. But most of it is just smashed everywhere. You know, that's either through the orc invasion, or it could be that the previous citizens who did live around here got frustrated. So they came here, they drank, they got frustrated and went, fuck it, and just started smashing things up, because why not?
Yeah, they'll sit down on one of those, kind of look up at Rascal.
What do you prefer? I have wine or whiskey.
Wine.
Okay, and I will take the edge of my shirt and clean the glass out and take out my wineskin, pour a glass of wine, hand it to Nyla, and take my other wineskin with the whiskey in it, and I will start drinking.
They'll kind of take the glass with both hands and just take a little sip and then put it down. And then they're going to go back through their bag and pull out a smaller pouch, and they're going to kind of rifle through it for a minute before they take out the little cat's eye gem stone that they had used before, and they're just going to kind of look at it for a second and turn it around. And they're going to look back up at Rascal, and they're going to say, before we were reading fortunes, and this came up, and we didn't put it in the fortune because it didn't make much sense with the other bones. And you know, sometimes bones, they come out but they don't want to be read, they just want to be seen. But we should have read it. Do you know what it means?
Can I take it?
I'll kind of put it in Rascal's hand.
And I'll take a look over it. Like, how does it look? What does it look like exactly?
It's a small cat's eye gemstone.
Well, I'm not really good with magic, so
It means loss and enemies. It's a warning. But we ignored it
Came up.
because it didn't make sense.
when you did a reading, did it came up? Do you remember the question?
It wasn't. We don't think it was for him. That's why it didn't make sense. It was for us. They'll take it back and they'll put it back in the pouch, and they'll put the pouch away, and they'll take another sip of the wine.
I'm going to say at that point onwards, there's going to be a lot of inward thinking between you two. Obviously, Nyla, you're going to be thinking about, am I the one responsible for this? Because I didn't do anything, kind of thing. It's a weird one, isn't it? Because a lot of times when this happens, we try and look at ourselves and see what we could have done. It's one of those weird things, right? but you sort of sit there somber, waiting for the moon to sort of show its face, if you would. As this happens, Annie, Oakley, and Boy, I'd say that Annie, you would be satisfied with, as a weird thing, but like satisfied with thinking you've done something to help, and you start making your way towards the tavern, the old tavern, if you would. And Boy, you'd know this area because it's quite close to your armory. It's quite close to where you do your work. Almost like, I'm not going to say it's like you go past your armory, but your armory's quite close as you're getting closer to the tavern.
On the way there, I want to observe, like, if there are any of like the Purple Knights guards around, and like any patrols and what they're doing.
So make a perception check first.
And by the way, have a gem.
Nice, beautiful.
So 13.
So in this area, when you get to the more of the rundown areas, right? The Dragon Knights aren't. They're not necessarily patrolling that area yet. It's only when it's going to become darkness first. For a lack of description earlier, the Purple Dragons were going with Lucian first to discuss plans to establish where they're all going to go. For yourself, Boy, because of your charlatan ways, you kind of know what their routine is, and you understand that because it's kind of a lower end area of the town, they don't really patrol this area as much. They do still, but not as heavily guarded, because most of civilization is further up north of the town. This one's a bit more isolated. So I'd say you still got time right now before they start setting in motion, because again, still daylight. People are hopefully working their way down into their in groups to their place of rest, where they want to be. So you can't really see anyone now.
Alright. I just ask Pat Oakley to put me down. Because they're holding me.
Okay. I just gently put Boy down wherever they need to be, just on the ground.
Okay. Do I know how close the armory is?
Yeah, it's not even 5 minutes. Like, you've been working your way to the south. Yours is, if I remember rightly, on what I described earlier, is like southeast. So I'm not even going to say 5 minutes.
I'm just gonna kind of start quick stepping my way towards the armory.
Yeah, sure. Oakley, do you follow?
Well, their quick steps gonna be like one little stride for me, so I'm just gonna just tail Boy.
Is it like that video where there's that mummy horse and then the little horse is did it like this really fast? That's amazing. Annie,
5 steps for every one.
What are you doing?
Literally, because obviously Annie's on her way to the tavern by lots of things, and Oakley's pretty okay with that, because Annie obviously can look after herself, but obviously Boy's quite little, so he'll want to sort of look after the boy a little bit, even if Boy can handle himself.
So before anything else, Annie, is that right? Do you want to go to the tavern on your own? Do you want to stick with Oakley and Boy at this point?
Yeah, she's going to the tavern.
Okay. So just for the sake of balancing it all out, I like how Annie's going against the rules already, walking on your own. I like that. It's good stuff. We're going to first off follow Boy and Oakley. So, Boy, it takes you a little bit of time. You do look around again because you're very observant when it comes to sneaking around, right? And you're not being sneaky right now. You're not being like, oh, this is...
I would attempt to be heading towards the usual back alleyway that I usually go to take the quick shortcut to my armory, but then I just turn around, stare at the 7-foot Oakley, and just think, you're really all going to follow me, aren't you?
Well, yeah. Why?
I gotta go. I have to go somewhere right now. I don't think you'll fit.
Well, that's okay. I can change size. It's all good.
Can you? Never seen you do that
Yeah.
before.
Oh, I can do disguise self. And I can go 6 foot and make myself a little bit thinner so I can get through where you need to go, I think.
Oh.
I don't think it's. I just kind of stop and think. I don't think it's worth even in shrinking an extra foot. Still don't think you could fit through a 3 foot sized hole.
Boy, would you say Oakley's been to the armory before, or is this their first time?
I'm sure Oakley has been to the armory, but he's been at the front side in like the usual commerce area that most people would stand. But he's never been round the back.
Sure.
Well, where are you going? And I'll meet you there if I know it.
I just kind of glance around and I just say, like, keeping an eye out, see if there's any purple dragons. And I just say to him, head to the armory and just stand to the left side of the entrance sign, okay?
Okay. And yeah, he just strides off and goes there then.
Sure.
I disappear like through a hole around the back of one of the houses, and I just make my way around the back of the armory.
Yeah, you without problem. You know this like the back of your hand. You just easily sneak through. It's not even like you sneak it. You just know that it's not even like effort for you. It's just, and within a minute, you would make it to your armory. And a bit long if you're waiting for. Are you waiting for you're waiting for Oakley or not?
Well, I'll see if he's there first off.
So you would take the shortcut going through the alley. So you'd be there first, for sure.
In that case, while I'm there, if Oakley would approach, actually, can I ask Oakley to do a perception check of like the front of the house?
Hang on, Oakley, make a perception check.
Yeah, I would ask permission for the DM to give you
It's
the
fine,
permission.
yeah.
Oh, God, I went on the floor. Give me a sec. Do it again. That would be a 15.
Yeah, that would do it.
Will it? Okay.
So approaching the armory, as passing it many times, you'd probably know the exact setup of where things are. Just structurally, it would probably catch your eye that just one board off the side of the fence to the side of the building is now gone. Like it's like just completely disappeared, and it's just big enough for you to quickly sidestep through.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Okay.
Like, boy, where are you?
I'm down here. I'm literally by your leg. Just hi.
Why are we here?
I just need to go check on something. I need to make sure everything's still in place and nothing's been stolen during the chaos.
Oh, why is it up to you?
I just want to make sure, you know. And in times of chaos, it's usually every man for himself, and I know some people would probably bounce at the opportunity to take some stuff from me.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what then. I'll stay out here, watch just in case anyone comes, and then I'll shout for you while you do your thing.
Yeah, that's brilliant idea. Okay, so just stand between this side of the wall and right here. And if you see anything, and you'll see to the left there's a window into like the back area of the shop. And I'll just say, just tap on the window. Tap 3 times and then duck for cover.
Okay, I got it.
And then like lift a floorboard, like a kind of sidebar off the side of the building, just kind of like rip it off and I crawl through and go inside the building.
That's fine. Whereabouts in the building do you want to go? Do you want to go to the workshop? Do you want to just go directly to your room?
I'm gonna go to the workshop because it's the closest bit to me.
Sure.
I don't have to go upstairs.
So, as you enter this workshop, you look around. Make a perception check real quick.
18.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's you're used to this. You're used to this noise because as you sneakily enter in, you just hear a. And you've heard this every night. Every night you've heard him snoring because he works all day. And when he sleeps, he sleeps. So you have a look around and everything seems to be in order. When I say order, chaotic order. It's one of those things where you go into like, we were talking about this earlier, but you go into like a hoarder's house and it looks like an absolute state, but they know where everything is. Yeah. Kind of thing. And you see where your master's workstation is. You see where your job pile is. So the thing what you've been delaying for such a long time is still there. And in the back of your mind, you're going, one day. One day. But you're busy
not
making
today.
yeah, but not today. But you're making trinkets, you're doing your thing, you're making money. You do see that there are just normal swords still being made. As one what's like it's on the anvil, if you would, getting hit. I think it's anvil, can't remember exactly. There's a few other weapons there, but you notice as well, and you're used to this too, but they all have little glimmers of purple in them. As you would know, the majority of his work comes from creating armor and weapons for the purple dragons. You don't really get to touch it that often. He's kind of going, this is my thing. You do that. You do all this, boy. I'm doing this. And you do with an 18. You do see something slightly different. Something that piques your interest. And within the chaos that is your section of this part, because you have your own bit upstairs in your bedroom, right? Or your room. This is where you're supposed to do your work. But you see this little... It looks like a trinket on the table.
I go to it.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well,
Yeah.
so
I
as you get
see?
closer, yeah, okay. So as you get closer, you see this like brass-looking tube with two holes sort of drilled into the top of it. You see around it there's these intrinsic shapes that have been carved into it, and it gives off a slight bluey kind of glow. It looks like a whistle.
Okay. I kind of pick it up, glance over to my mentor, and just like... I also glance to the side to see where his sword is, or if his sword hasn't moved at all, like his own actual, like, typical own protection sword.
Yeah, so he doesn't have a sword. He has a hammer. He uses a hammer. He likes bludgeoning weapons. He's not majestic in his fights. He's just in there. So he has more of a great hammer, if you would.
Yeah. Has it moved since I left that morning?
No. It's been completely still. He's been doing his work and he's fallen asleep. You know that he's a professional. It's a he's a grafter, you know?
I just kind of sigh a little bit and just go, he'd sleep through the end of the world. And then I sneak back into, like, the further back of the workshop.
Sure.
And look around.
So are you talking about, like, the outside of workshop kind of thing? Is that what you're looking around at?
Just like if there's anything significant in there.
I'm gonna carry your perception check over to this. So as you sort of look on the outside where all the scrap metal is placed, you see it as the same old thing. Nothing's really new there. It's kind of been sort of dumped there. It's kind of like a lot of times, especially for yourself, you get given a lot of scrap metal what's not being used. So when it comes to renovations or anything like that, you sort of specialize in scrap metal, where they'll plonk stuff down because they don't know what else to do with it, and they give it you, and you make your little trinkets. Your master is working with a bit more of the higher end materials, but he accepts the payments for this kind of yard, scrap metal yard, if you would. But everything seems similar. Yeah, there's nothing changed there. Just piles of metal.
I'm going to observe the whistle and just kind of think back to if I remember this connecting to anything that looked similar.
Because of your artificer background, you've read upon certain books throughout your trinketing ways, and this is almost new for you. You can kind of grasp that obviously it's like a musical based instrument, but it's so simplistic in its approach that you can't really make a tune out of it, if that makes sense. You can't play a melody with it. It's more like there's something else it's for. You don't know where it's from, but you do you can gather that there's arcane nature towards it because you've made magical things before.
Okay.
And also, it's way too intrinsic for your master. He's got big, meaty fingers. This is too intrinsic.
Okay. I just kind of glance around for a bit and then make sure that like the door to the workshop where my mentor is sleeping is like fully closed, so that no sound can get through.
Yeah, sure.
And I just like stand by the hole that I entered through the workshop with to where Oakley is outside, and I just kind of quickly blow through the whistle to make just like a sharp instant noise, and just kind of flinching as I do in the hopes that like I don't make too much of a noise.
So like boop.
Yeah.
Okay, which one, if you were holding like this, I'm trying to think of it. Do you want to go for the one that's higher or lower?
I'll do the higher one.
Okay. Which one is that? That's sharp, isn't it? Right?
That's sharp, yeah.
Okay, so as this happens, you hear a noise come from the scrapyard, like underneath all the scrap. You hear a...
Okay. I kind of glance around quickly to see if anyone heard any of the noises that occurred.
That's all you hear.
Okay. I just scurry over to where the scrap pile was and just like glance over to see what I see.
So you have to... you sort of can't hear anything else. It went woof and then it stopped. You see a little bit... Well, I'm going to take this a little bit back. You see in the metal there was a shift where it sort of went down slightly.
Down. Okay, I
hope I got this right. Probably fucked it up either way. It's fine.
I see where I stand by and then blow it again, like doing the same thing, covering the top note.
Covering the top note. So...
Yep. It grows.
Mm-hmm. And part of it starts to, like the metal starts to slide off slightly. And you see a glow within the metal.
Okay. I just carefully take off pieces of the scrap metal to just like slowly uncover it.
Soph, describe your steel defender. I don't know.
At that point, it would take quite a while for
of course,
Boy to like fully see what he's staring at, because he can't really distinguish the difference between the scrap metal and what is its like actual body. But after a while of nearly ripping an entire panel off of the side of it, and then realize, oh wait, that's part of the whole fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
You take a step back and then look at the whole creature that is large, very fat. And just sleeping very, almost like it's just like sleeping, snoozing naturally.
Does it make a noise? Does it make a little like breathing noise at all?
It makes like its inhale sounds like the revving of something, and its exhale sounds like the putting of like
that...
you know, like at the top of the kettles where we have those small caps that kind of just like hit as steam like comes out, and that is coming out the top of one of its horns on its nose.
Yeah.
As it is a gigantic steel rhino.
It's a rhinosaur. So you see this rhino sort of still there, and what happens, because you kind of like, what the fuck is this? You keep blowing the same note, and it keeps going smaller and bigger, smaller, pocket size, bigger. So it's like woof, 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 woof.
Okay. I kind of blow through the whistle again, and as I do, I release the bottom note and blow through the bottom note this time.
So as it does, it goes and it lights up. What colour does it light up though? So if this is your boy, you tell me.
Probably just like a tealy blue.
Ah, nice. So, and whereabouts is it? The chest, the horn? Is it like
just
Rudolph?
But it's like made of like almost like if patchwork could be metal, it's like between the gaps of each panel. Like there's just like a small crack of like blue that shines from within it.
Okay, so as that happens, you see this big globe, and you sort of step back, and it sort of turns to you,
Mm-hmm.
And it just tilts its head.
Oh, fuck. I forgot you were still here.
And it like bundles up to go goosh, goosh, and with its horn it just sort of like lifts and like tries to stroke you. Its horn is about the same size as you.
I just kind of, as it's doing that, slightly panic, slightly guessing that its huge size is shaking the workshop, and just like staring out the window to make sure Oakley doesn't like see what's going on.
Oakley, roll a perception check. It's not about seeing, it's about hearing now.
Yeah.
15.
It seemed like the shaking of the window coming out of its frame.
I'm gonna say, Oakley, you hear the moving of metal. You don't know what this is. You just hear it's metal. You know there's a scrapyard behind, but you don't know what's really going on. Maybe you just think boys just being boy.
Yeah, pretty much. Just rustling around and doing whatever they usually do in there anyway. To Oakley, it just sounds like someone's working.
Yeah, sure. So, boy, as you have a little bit more play around with the whistle, you start playing around with it, and you start to. It takes you a minute, maybe 2 minutes, to figure out what the components are and how to make this work a little bit better. And you start blowing a whistle, it makes it pocket size. You blow the whistle again, it makes it enormous, to the rhino size. And the rhino starts to just look at you expectantly, and then it goes, and with its horn, it goes underneath your leg, it chucks you, and you land on its back.
This is not how this is no time for playing. We need to fucking go. We need to fucking go.
And just looks at you.
Okay, you're not going to be able to get out of here. It's too small for you.
Sad.
I just kind of stand, and then not thinking of the fact that I'm a couple of feet off the ground, blow the whistle again to make it pocket size.
And you fall poof, onto the floor slightly. You land on your butt, but now it's like a little tiny rhino. What's in your hand?
Okay, I just pocket the rhino, and then in another pocket, and then in like the top pocket of like my front pocket, just pop the whistle inside.
Yeah,
and then
sure.
Quickly glance around once more to see that nothing is too out of place for my mentor to be highly suspicious.
I'd say it is a little bit out of place, but you take a little bit of time just to. But this is like your play yard, He doesn't bother with the scrap too much. That's your job. But you sort of want to go a bit more like, just making sure, brush it under the rug kind of vibe. But yeah, now you have your Steel Defender, which you should have had in episode 1, but we didn't think about it.
Nope.
So there you go.
Right.
So with that, you get your Steel Defender. It picks you up. You put it in your pocket afterwards, and you go back to Oakley.
Mm-hmm. I just kind of crawl through the ground and just like replace and slightly quietly hammer the nails back into the floor panels.
Yeah, no problem. That's fine.
And I just like brush myself down, just go, should we join the others then?
Yeah, okay. This point though, is there any trees about?
I'd say there's a few trees. Yeah, like the odd one.
Okay. I'm just gonna. Well, 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay, give me 1 minute. And
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
go up to the tree and I'll just put my palm on it and go. Oh, it's been a bit of a night tonight, like that. And I'll speak in speech of beast and leaf and just tell the tree what's happened tonight.
So if I remember rightly with speech and leaf, the tree doesn't speak back, but it can understand
No, it doesn't.
you, right?
I can communicate with it, but I won't understand anything it says back to me. But it's just be sort of, I can, like, Oki likes to gossip. It's like,
Is he like leaning like that kind of thing? It's all right, mate. How you doing? Yeah, I'm all right, mate. How are you?
no, he's very respectful of trees. He's respectful of all the plants. So you'll just sort of one palm and go, it's been a rough night for everyone. Just do what you can as trees. Do what you can. I don't know, play your songs on the leaves and give shelter to those that need it and all that stuff. I think we're gonna be. I think we're not gonna be here for very much longer. I think we might not be in the town much longer. So just make sure my orchard's okay. Okay, like that, and then you just sort of take his hand away and just go and just just go wherever the boy is.
For flavour, before you leave, similar to what happened earlier with the cherry blossom tree, you see just very slowly some greeny, orangey leaves just fall on top of you, almost like it's a friend that's holding your shoulders to comfort you, and then you move away.
I'm gonna pocket those leaves.
Sure, yeah, please put leaves in your inventory. I don't know, don't crumble them.
You'll see why. Don't worry.
Oh, dude, I'm totally cool with whatever. It's fine. All right. So to speed things up now, Oakley and Boy, you gather your things. You start heading to the tavern. Annie, you get to the tavern first, and just so we can speed up a little tiny bit, if you're okay with this, guys. What happens is Annie sort of does Annie drink? This is my question. Thought not.
No, she's got a drink.
So Annie, you will sort of go up to the tavern, and I don't think you would have been here. Why would you have been here? You knew whereabouts it was, but you had no place to be here. You know, there's no reason for you to be here. But yeah, it looks very like run down. You're going, why are we here? And that's the question that pops into your head. After a few minutes, you're joined by Boy and Oakley. Who was Theodore with? Did I mention anyone?
With us, with the rest.
Cool, just making sure. Yeah, that's it, because he was playing. And as time goes by, the sun finally starts to set, and the moon starts to go higher up into the sky, and what was a mixture of oranges and purples and reds starts to just turn into a nice, almost comforting black and blue sky. There are no lights around this area because there's no need to be, but you are lit with the stars in the sky, and the moon has started to appear.
Okay, so why I brought you all here is because
Alcoholics Anonymous. Oh no.
This is an intervention.
It's an intervention,
Yeah.
guys. Come on.
When we were back at the church, I found a note, and it says, "We in a clearer night sky." Wait, hold up. I will get it and I will read it out. Under a moonlit sky at the old Pleasant Tavern, remember to knock.
Whoop, I just brought something up in front of the whole camera. That's very unprofessional of me. It's fine. So as you bring it out, there's a little bit. Now, I didn't describe the roof because it's barely a roof. It's sort of like completely caved in, right? That's right. Illegal Photoshop on the screen. That's right, guys. That's how I do all my things. But yeah, so there's like little bits of moonlight cascading down from the holes in the ceiling, and you look at the parchment, and part of it, only a little section right here, what gets hit by the moonlight becomes some blue dots start to appear. Only in the parts where the moonlight is hitting, though.
Wait, hold up. And I will say to the group, besides the text, there's something else on here. And I will walk out of the tavern and walk into the full moonlight.
Lovely.
Just with the parchment open. Like.
Okay, so as you... I need to find the file. As you look down on the parchment... I got it. I did it, guys. I did it. It's in the chat. You go find it, Carmen, because you can. This is your thing. As the moonlight hits the parchment, the random dots were around starts to reveal themselves to you.
Cute.
And for those who can't see, because
it's Morse code.
Yes.
Yeah.
So underneath, to describe it, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger for myself, actually. So under the K-N-O-C-K, underneath the K, there's a line, a dot, a line. Underneath an N, there's a line and a dot. On the O, it's line, line, line. On C, line, dot, line, dot. And K, line, dot, line.
I guess we knock in that sequence on one of the doors of the taverns?
Sounds like it.
There's only one door in this tavern.
And that's the outside one.
The other ones are fucked.
Well, let's try it. And I will take a swig of whiskey and will put the water skin away. And I will hold up the parchment in front of Boy and says, after you.
Quickly establish for a second. Are you inside the tavern or outside the tavern?
Outside.
Okay.
So I will hold up the parchment to you so you can see the Morse code. And I will say,
You're expecting me to do it?
I can go. You can go. Anyone else can go.
Yeah, but why would you instinctively tell me?
You're so
Sure.
polite. My
Here,
God.
Scared of-
I will hold up the parchment. I will do it.
Sure.
Yeah, okay, I hold it.
And I will knock in the sequence.
Knock for me then.
Oh no.
Oh wow.
Can you hear it? I'm not sure if you can hear it.
I might not be able to, but I just want you to do it anyway. I'm not going to give you a performance check, am I?
No? Wrong. I can't do this, okay. Something like this? I'm not sure.
After 17
Sure.
minutes of trying, Rascal finally...
Sure, I'm not sure, okay.
Oh, hang on.
I don't know how to do Morse code with knocks,
I'm-
okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. The door crumbles because it's so bad. So as but question for everyone: who's inside the tavern at this point? Who's outside? Is everyone outside watching Rascal knocking?
Mila would have gone outside at
Yep.
that point.
Everyone else
Oh,
outside.
I wouldn't have entered the tavern yet.
Perfect.
Yeah, same.
Annie wouldn't have gone in. Okay, cool. So as Rascal, I'm not fucking doing it either, does the knocks on the door, on the last one where it was a knock, 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 and the last one, I think I did it right, I don't know, whatever. The door, it's weird. You feel this energy come from the door all of a sudden, like something activated, and you just hear a
I will hold up my ear against the door.
It sounds the same.
Okay. Oh, I think I activated something. Okay, and I will just swing open the door.
So as you open the door, it opens, and inside through the door, you are met with a rowdy conversation of drinking and games. You look forward, and there's an actual tavern inside. And before you enter, because it's kind of like, what the hell? You look around it, and it's still the empty tavern, the desolate tavern. You look back through, and the tavern's there.
This is the magic I like. Are we going in?
Yeah. I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, you're all
Okay,
going in.
let's go.
So you all enter in, and it's kind of weird. It's almost nauseating because it goes from the dead silence of night, where you hear the crickets in the background, some flies going around, and some dragonflies, just really peaceful. And you walk in, and it's just, it's almost like you're walking off of an airplane into a hotter country, but a more audio version of that. And it's actually kind of in the warmth of it too, because it's comforting. It's like warm. And you are greeted with pianos. You're greeted with, not literally pianos presented to you, that'd be weird. Hello, welcome to Piano Shop. You found out what the code is. No, you're greeted with the noises of pianos playing. You hear violins being used. I don't know the word for playing violins, bear with me, guys. You hear guitars, you hear laughter, you hear cheering, you hear drinking. And as are you all entering?
Mm-hmm.
You enter, and as you enter, there's just 10, 20, 30 humanoid figures everywhere around, drinking, cheering, laughing together. And it's weird. You've never met these people. These are some humans, some elves, some half-orcs. People who look rough. they look kind of rough under here. And you sort of go back into your head and you sort of go, maybe not everyone got killed by the orcs. Maybe this is where we went. And as this happens, everyone make a perception check real quick. Real quick. I want to find some tavern music. Let me find some tavern music for you guys. Have I not got tavern music? How dare I have no tavern music? I am ashamed.
How dare you?
I can't believe it. You know what? That's fine. So yeah, make a perception check real quick. And again, there's a lot of drinking. There's a lot of partying. Just a lot of laughter. It's weird. It's different. That's not good music for this. Let's find something better. Let's find something better than that, at least.
Don't worry about me, by the way. I rolled a natural one.
Natural one.
Oh, wow.
So as you enter, you're the first to enter, but I'm going to say that from the sheer darkness, with the only bit of light coming from the moon, you go in and it's bright. It's like hits your eyes, so you're sort of adjusting real quick. Everyone roll over 15. Annie, boy. Theodore didn't. Theodore's terrible. Theodore's still strumming a lot. He starts to join in. He's like not even listening. Sorry, not even looking. He's listening. But as you enter this tavern, you look around, and as I just described, all the humanoid figures, but there's one behind the bar, and you see this this humanoid on a stool, leaning back, kind of like this, with their feet against on top of the bar, and they have a cowboy hat. Ooh, I've got one. They're like this. You see what I mean? And they're sort of like this.
Did it need McCree?
That's right, dude. That's right. You got it.
It's high noon.
It's high noon. And as you all enter, the music stops. It's kind of like that, you know, the whole doom with the piano kind of thing?
Yeah.
Kind of like that. And you're greeted by the noises of just the cocking of guns and pointed towards you.
I'll throw up my hands. That's a warm welcome.
Eli's hiding
slowly-
behind
I s-
Oakley.
Yeah, I slowly hide behind Oakley.
I'm just gonna, if everyone's behind me, I'm just going, cider?
So the figure with the cowboy hat, you hear a shh, and from behind the bar, a orange cat jumps on top, and the orange cat has like ruby red, almost crystal like, more like, let's say, glitter, sort of shining with the light of the room. And the cat drops down and starts to slowly approach. Who's at the front right now? So slowly approaches Oakley and Rascal. And it sort of looks at you and goes, and it starts to walk around, just slowly eyeing you up and down. It looks back at what you assume is its master, goes back, and then Oakley, it comes up to you, and it starts brushing its body against your leg, and sort of turns around, and then goes to Rascal and starts doing the same thing. It goes to Annie, it goes to Neela, it goes to Boy, it goes to Theodore, and it turns back, and then disappears, lands back on the counter of the bar, and the figure who's kind of lying down goes, well, it seems if they like you, then we can like you. welcome to the Crimson Petal. How can we help? And let's have a break right there. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
Nice.
All right. So
Jump.
we'll be back in 5 minutes. If you guys keep it up, Becca's going to be in here soon. Lots of things going to happen. See how it goes. But 5 minutes, and then we're going to crack on. Is that cool?
Alrighty.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Back in 5 minutes. Hope you enjoy it, guys. Keep staying by because it's going to be cool. In a second, might get doing something. I don't know. Anyway, bye.
Dave, is that your one-shot character?
You guys can say hello.
Oh,
Welcome back to the Crimson Petal, episode 2. That's a terrible song. I apologise straight away. But welcome back. We started today's session with not a quick mystery, more of a looking around, getting to certain places, exploring boys. Little Steel Defender. We'll talk about that later on if it comes up.
God, you continued that sentence then. I was scared about where it was going to go.
The SD. But the adventurers have found themselves in the, I'm going to say, pocket dimension of the Crimson Petal, for what you know right now as a tavern, which has people who you've not really seen before. Like, they're kind of almost outcasty vibes, if you would. But how it left off was a little cat checked you guys out, seen if you're all clear, you know, tap the sides of your legs. No, don't panic, Becca. It's fine. It's okay. You're not on camera. You're good. I knew you were gonna jump in. Did I not say? Did I not say they were going to jump in, panicking? Yeah. Anyway, don't worry about
It's
that.
all right.
A little bit of chaos. But yeah, so we finished the first half with this lady, and they said, welcome to the Crimson Petal, how can I help you? And for what you all see as they lift their hat up, it's a dark-skinned lady with long, beautiful crimson red hair, what sort of cascades down over her shoulder. She's wearing a waistcoat with a slightly striped white shirt, rolled up sleeves. Just think cowgirl or cowboy or cow human, however you want to describe them. And as they actually said, welcome to the Crimson Petal, you notice that on their shoulders is a gigantic gun, kind of like a big rifle, just on their shoulder, looking at you, big smile on their face, and it says, how can I help you?
Well, that's more of a welcome I like.
Is everyone else still pointing guns at us?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, fuck. I don't move then.
Still hands up. Well, this is interesting.
Yes. How did you get in here? I've never seen you all before.
To be completely honest, I'm not quite sure. We got this little parchment and it said to knock on the door. So we did. And that's how we ended up here.
May I?
Sure.
And as you see this lady holding onto the parchment and looking it over, she looks at you and goes, but it's blank. Hands it back over to you. And it's not blank for you.
Well, that must be a trick of the eye.
Interesting.
I must assure you that it's not blank. But yeah, that's how we came to be here.
Okay, so before anything else, why are you looking like this? And she sort of scans around a tiny bit, looking at your faces, sort of looking sad, you know? I don't think you're going to be coming in here like, hey, it's more sad. So just looking, what's going on?
Well, back where we came from, shit happened.
How do you mean? In Cherry Blossom Town?
Yeah.
Okay. How?
Are you from Cherry Blossom?
Kind of. Yes. I
Okay,
mean,
because this is all very confusing.
that's magic, baby.
You're right. Yeah, but still, I don't know. I'm not familiar with magic. Only one type of magic.
Okay. We're talking around. Why are you here? What's happened? You say shit's going down, but information is what I need, not just typical conversation.
Someone died back there.
Name, please. People die all the time.
Father Henry. You know him?
And the moment you say Father Henry, you see Melody drop her gun on the floor. Not like bang. Collectively just put it to the side, and as everyone looks around, the people who are holding the guns towards you all lower their guns, lower their weapons. And Melody just turns to you all and goes, "Oh, sorry, you don't know that's Melody yet. So shush. You don't know. You don't know this."
She.
Mysterious woman.
They stare at you.
Retcon she.
Oh my god. They look at you and go, "How?"
Backstab.
What he said. Backstab. By a creature. I'm not quite sure what creature, but a creature.
2 of 3 things. One of them was had some kind of strange face stuff with 3 kind of spikes coming out of his head.
3 spikes? Is it? And you see her take a second, and she goes to one part of the bar and gets a bottle of whiskey, and she pours herself a glass, and she necks it, and she just sort of winces. Any more information is extremely important right now.
Annie pipes up and says, "Does the name Baal mean anything to you?"
Baal. Annie, what I'd like you to do, actually, is I'd like you to roll either a religion check or a history check, please. The reason why we postponed this roll was because you were so upset. I didn't want you to be thinking... I don't think you're in the right mindset to be thinking about it. But the moment you say it too, you sort of hear yourself saying it. Because the lady in front of you is sort of not too sure, personally.
Okay. Oh no. 12.
In your time at the church with Father Henry, you've heard of stories of Baal. From what you gather, it's not a good deity. Baal is a lover of murder. That's all I'm going to give you right now. But as the lady in red looks at you and goes, "Not really. What happened? Who was it? Anything else? Was it just those 3? What happened?"
They revived my master.
Your master?
Zombies. Undead. People.
I'm sorry. I'm confused. Who are you? Where are we?
I'm so sorry. I'm Melody. Finally got the name in. Who might all you be before we continue this? I feel like if we're given information, there should be a degree of trust, so names are always great for trust. So I'm Melody. This is the Crimson Petal. This is a place where... This is for a place for people who don't like the niceties as much. It's not that they are bad people, but they don't like the big smiles everywhere, the prettiness of it all. This is a place for people to unwind from all that. The reason why I know of Father Henry is because he gave me permission to do this. But
Well,
your names, please.
nice to meet you, Melody. My name is Rascal.
Rascal, nice to meet you. And she'll just tip her hat. Oh, this is Amber, by the way, as she pets her little cat. And by the way, during this time, the ones who have lowered their guns, they are still dead silent. Completely silent, still keeping their eyes, because you've just turned up, right? They're still, they've lowered weapons, but they're sort of keeping their eyes on you. So, yes, everyone else? Anyone else? Is it just...
My name's Oakley. I'm a scholar of the Way of Shadow.
Oakley, I'm deeply sorry for your master being brought back to life for that. I hope you gave him a decent send-off.
Well, I don't want to talk about how I gave him a send-off.
It's okay. It's okay, I understand. And who might you be in the... And Melody looks at all the rest of you. So who wants to go first? Introducing.
I just kind of peek around the back of Oakley and just kind of say, just go by boy.
Okay, boy. Nickname?
Just a name.
Okay. Looks at you, Neela.
It's kind of looking at the ground and then back up and then back at the ground. Neela.
Nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you, child. And you, and obviously introduces Theodore to you, right? And who might you be, my Dragonborn? We don't see many of you at all, even through these parts.
Yeah, kind of rare. There's not many of. Anyway, the name's Annie. I was the assistant of the late, Father Henry.
As Melody notices that you're getting a bit somber, Amber starts to drop on the floor and start purring against your legs, just to comfort you a tiny bit. Okay. If this is the case, and she takes a while to think, to collect her thoughts. And you said undead, your previous master. Were they in the graveyard, correct?
I saw a couple of different holes in there too, but where the graves were. So I think it was him and a couple of others walked out of them.
Okay, that might be a good place to start. Maybe you can... And she's like, not talking directly to you, she's sort of talking to herself. She's sort of trying to plan it all in her head. But you do hear it. And you hear her go, maybe they can check that. Okay, there could be clues there. And
Which
she
sneezes out of nowhere.
Yeah, sure.
Sniffle and go, sorry, I'm allergic to cats. Could you take the cat away from the air,
sorry,
please?
and Annie, would you like the cat to be with you still? It's fine. He's very friendly. She's very friendly.
You'll just nod and keep on petting the cats.
Okay. Just come forward away from... Boy, was it? Boy? Yes?
Yes, boy.
Okay, because sneeze and all that kind of thing. Okay, you see her, like, comb through her hair, stroke down her face a tiny bit, just to wipe a few of the very faint tears. And she takes a deep breath. She takes another shot. And she stands up. She tightens her outfit, dusts herself off, and she stands on top of the bar. And she puts her arms out and goes, ladies and gentlemen, everyone in between, I think we all know what's going to be happening here. We need to work together to help these people figure this out. And she looks you up and down, sees that Oakley's a big boy. They're going to need help.
What's the plan, darling?
And she just puts her hand up. Okay. It's time for a hunt. And the people around the bar with their guns and some of their weapons start hitting the floor. Just bang, bam, bam, bam. And you know what that means? That means gold for anyone who can help here. Who would like to? And she reaches underneath the bar and brings out a giant gold sack on the counter. She opens it up, brings the gold out, and just drops it. Kind of like, you know, in Pirates of the Caribbean, where it's the coins, and it's like drop, drop, drop. And she goes, okay, so, you know the deal. We are on a hunt to find out what's going on here in the name of Henry. And everyone goes, bang, bam, bam, bam. We will find the people who did this to Henry, and we will take their heads. Boom, 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 boom. And we will celebrate together to bring justice to Henry. And everyone's like, go crazy. And then she shouts, who among you will take this on? And everyone starts shouting. Everyone starts screaming. And she goes, 2,000 gold for anyone who brings the heads of these 3 people. Bam, 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 shout, shout, screams. And because everyone's cheering, including a certain character you might be introduced to later. Okay. And she turns around and she pulls a little rope down, and this little curtain opens up to reveal a wheel. Like Wheel of Fortune, if you would. Because all of you, I obviously want to do this. In the interest of fairness, we come to the board. And everyone's just still hammering. So let's see who will take this bounty. And she spins it. And it lands on a name. But it's weird, this name. On the board, there's a few different names on it. If there's a segment like this. So everyone make a perception check real quick as you see this board.
Oh God, no.
7.
8.
19.
19.
19. So the ones who rolled 19, you look at the board where the sort of arrows landed on the segment, the name segment, and you see there's names on it, but they've been crossed out. One of the names is Oregano. The other name is Blast. The other name is Shoot. All crossed out. And the bottom of it is Kia. And Melody goes, Kia, where are you right now? And hang on a second.
Oh my.
Can't believe it.
Told you I'm going to do it.
Dang, that podcast was forbidden from your
Yeah,
eyes.
got it. I told you I'm going to throw it in. First off, everyone welcome Becca to the campaign.
Hey, Becca.
So Becca, please describe what they see as your character stands up.
Standing up is a wood elf. She has long brown hair and a ponytail, which is pulled back and reveals scars that go from her temple, around her ear, and down to her neck. She's wearing old and dirtied and ripped and teared military uniform.
Mm-hmm.
She's wearing plate armor, and she has a massive great sword on her back.
Yeah, great sword. Great sword. I love this sword so much.
She also has multiple hand axes and daggers attached to her thighs. I Have I got everything? And a longsword as well.
Don't worry,
Just
buddy.
making sure I have all the
I'm
weapons,
forgetting things too. It's fine. Please.
And she looks like she looks like she's ex-military. She is exceptionally lean, and has a steely expression on her face, which very quickly lights up as she smiles and says, "I'm here, darling."
Oh, very nice.
Nice.
I like the voice. I'm gonna put your music on now. So as this happens, yo, this is hype music. Oh shit! As Kia stands up, you're not done yet, Kia, because here we don't just roll it once and that's it. We have to make sure that the people who get the job done are strong enough. So she turns back to the wheel and spins it again. And it lands on another name. And for those who have the high perception, we'll carry it over. It lands on a name called Willow. And you see Melody's face sort of go, like it's kind of disappointment. And as Willow's name is shown, you see standing up above everyone else a lady with shaven sides on her head. Her hair is sort of almost gel back to here. She's also wearing a tank top, a long white tank top with a sort of checkered shirt wrapped around her waist. And she stands up and goes, "Oh, it seems to me as well." And she smiles at Kia. And what we're going to do, and this is how the Crimson Petal works, is there's always two names picked. And out of those two names, you have to fight for the honor of taking the job. Now, for you,
If
Kia,
I have really bad rolls, am I kicked out of the campaign?
Yep, absolutely.
Great.
Totally. I am
Okay.
making sure that happens. You be prepared for disappointment, guys. So as this happens, you hear a foot, and then the groups start to disperse into a circle. Key, you make your way into the circle. Willow stands across the circle, and all I want you to do is this. We're going to be rolling d20s, but your AC is not going to be counted with your armor. So you're going to be taking away your armor. This is going to be 10, I believe, plus your dex for your AC. And what we're going to do in this Crimson Petal is we don't use armor in these fights. We don't use weapons in this fight. We want to see real strength, not the strength that is sort of cascaded by armor and all this shiny equipment. This is raw. So all I want you to do is roll a d20. And I'm going to roll a d20 for Willow. And we're going to see what happens. So, 3.
Wait, is this an ability check, an attack roll, or a saving throw?
This will be kind of an attack roll. So we're sort of playing around with it a tiny bit. Remember, bear this in mind, Neela, you don't know who the fuck you want to be on your team. So you could see this Kia going on. Yeah, great, cool. But you don't know them. You also don't know Willow. Willow looks kind of cool, right? But you just don't know. So I'm not going to say you guys are going to get involved in this because you just don't know who you're trying to assist. Make sense? Yeah? All right, so roll.
Willow, if I hurt you, I'm going to be in trouble with Melody. So might I suggest you get good at ducking?
Don't worry, darling. I'm always in trouble.
What was it? D20 plus...
Yeah. Don't just roll a straight d20, actually. Let's
17.
17. So, yeah, exactly 17. So what happens is you run at each other and you both swing. Boom, and you hit each other in the face. Bam! And blood splatters from both of your faces. And you sort of look. Willow has a big grin on her face. Blood sort of trickles down her lip a tiny bit. I don't know what you want to do.
Same.
Perfect. So you're just like stern.
Control C, Control V.
Yeah, sure. All right, roll again.
9.
5. So what happens is, as Willow sort of gets really into it, right? She swings for your head, you duck underneath, and you come back over the top with her left hook. Boom! And she spits blood. She looks back at you. Looks at...
You're getting slow, darling.
Looks at Melody. nods and goes, I know. And then she just shakes it off. Last roll. Make it good. Ready? Ah! What'd you roll? Nat 1. No joke. No joke. I'm not even joking.
No, I don't believe that. I do not
we
believe
don't
that.
God damn it. All right, hang on. Oh, is this going to even show on camera? Dear Lord.
It's worth the
Nice light fixture, my dude.
Hey, guys.
I like
relax.
this ceiling.
Hang on.
Hi.
Hang on. Where are we?
Hang on.
Okay.
Where are the bagels?
Wait, is this going to show? Hey, everyone, look at the camera. Look at this. Look
Oh,
at this setup.
I hate that.
Streamception.
Jesus. Is that working?
Is this thing on?
It's terrible. It's too... This is terrible.
you.
Exactly. This is
I
terrible.
accept it.
Look.
I'll
look.
accept it for now.
There. All right. Wait. No. There. Whatever. Shut up. Shut you lot. This is supposed to be
Jeff,
cool.
It must be a 1.
Anyway, as it goes, you roll under. So she looks back at you, she charged in for a headbutt, and as she charged in for the headbutt, you duck underneath, hit her chest, and then you stand up, boom, and hit her chin. She flies back onto the floor, and she's not dead. She's just on the floor, defeated, and everyone roars. What do you do?
I'm going to go over to Willow and kind of kneel down, put a hand on her shoulder. Willow, Melody is actually going to kill me if you don't get up soon.
Yeah, she'll probably kill me first. Good fight.
What?
And she puts her arm out.
Helps her up.
Okay. And she just nods her head, goes to the bar. Melody offers her a drink. She looks at Willow and goes, stop getting into trouble. Okay. Kia, the job is yours. Please look after these. And for you all, for Henry, I wish you the best of luck. My best opinion is the graveyard. See if there's any clues there. And just be careful. Please. We don't want any more bloodshed. Apart from... Looks back at the blood what's spattered on the floor. Pop them in here. And as this goes, she looks at everyone and goes, I think a round of drinks for everyone. On me. In honor of Henry. And they pour drinks. Looks at Annie and goes, soft drink, darling?
Yes, please.
So she just gets some kind of juice for you. Hands out drinks, whiskey, beer, whatever you want. And she just stands there with her whiskey, lifts up and goes, to Henry. And everyone goes, to Henry! Boom, and we all drink. And if you would like to leave, it's time to leave.
Oh, Kia, darling. Nice
Hi.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
That was an interesting fight.
Oh, you know, it's always quick and dirty in here, but...
Where exactly is here?
Just so you understand, Kia, how this works is an extra dimensional space. So kind of like there's this spell what you can cast what creates a kind of pocket dimension where you can create a kind of area which is just yours. It only lasts, I think, around about 8 hours. Sometimes it lasts a bit longer. But this is a space that's created by someone who you don't know, where people can use it as a place to escape from reality, if you would. And you obviously portray that to Rascal.
Yes, I just repeat what you
did
said
so
to them.
good. It was
Well,
so
thank you.
precise.
Whew.
Well,
So precise.
Is it just the tavern, or is there more?
It's just this. There were extra rooms, you know.
Yeah, there's
but
like
it's
places
just
you can
this.
sleep. You can sleep as well. It's basically like a tavern with an inn above it, but very humble. It's not fancy. It's kind of specified to what Melody likes. The cowboy people expression, if you would.
simple life.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. Does anyone want to do anything in here?
I'm ready to go whenever you are.
I'm not sticking around for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. Oki just gets the last bottle of cherry blossom cider
Mm-hmm.
and gives it to Melody and goes, "Here, if you want any more, I can make some
Yes,
when we come
Oakley
back."
trying to sell. I love it.
No,
yes.
just sell.
No, of
Just
course,
for
I get it. I
example.
get it. She will. She will open the bottle, and she'll look at it and see your master on that. He meant a lot to you.
Well, yeah. He pretty much raised me.
To your master, and then she'll just drink the whole bottle. She'll wipe. Delicious. When it's time, come back with more.
Oh, okay. Oh, definitely.
And you do notice that the gold is put back under the bar to say, you got to get the job done first, guys, right? Before you get paid. So, yeah. And
Rashka will keep that location of the gold in mind.
Sure. That's fine. And she will take her hat off. She'll drop it and bow. I bid you adieu. And she'll just lie back on the chair. People start to talk amongst themselves. It's a bit more eerie, so the music is like slowed down slightly, you know, sort of mixing with the vibe. Because it's not a case of bad news happened, let's forget about it. It's bad news happened, let's embrace it a tiny bit. And as you look back, you do see one more single tear that's coming down Crimson's face. Melody's face as she just sits there as you make your way out. If you do, I don't know. Are you doing it?
I think we'll leave. Yeah.
Okay. So, as you leave, you notice that it is completely nighttime now. The moon is directly above you, clear sky. It is dark in the vicinity, but boy, you would have the idea that around this time, this is where the purple dragons start to wander around these areas as well. Now, the idea for you guys, if you choose to do it, is you have a direction from Melody, which is the graveyard, but you are obviously free to explore wherever you want. Whatever you want to do, guys.
Well,
Take charge.
the graveyard sounds like the place to be right now, I think. I'm not the greatest sentence, but okay. Graveyard it is, or does anyone else want to go somewhere else?
Generally, Melody's good at least knowing where to start with these kinds of things. So, personally, I agree with the graveyard.
Yeah.
Sounds like one.
Would you mind if we just take the back alleyways instead of going through the streets at this point?
Sure.
Can I get through them all?
Well, I think we'll find a way. There's got to be some kind of way. Maybe if we go further along in the back alleyways, we might be able to cut through just to the outskirts of the woods. Not too far into them, but just along the outskirts of it.
Sure.
You know,
Let's take the long road. Safe but long road.
So with that, so I'm assuming Boy is going to be the one leading the way through the sneakier routes, if you would.
Yeah. Well, I'll be leading them, but I'm not necessarily the most stealthiest person either. I will
Sure.
admit.
So what I'd like everyone to do is roll a stealth check, please. Oakley, your pass without trace is still going off, correct?
By the way, I have it at
Yeah.
disadvantage.
I know you do. You do.
But
How long's it been?
disadvantage,
It has not
no.
been an hour yet, and I know pass without trace lasts for an hour, so it has not been an hour yet.
Yeah,
You didn't allow it, though.
Huh?
Didn't you say you didn't allow it?
Yeah.
or-
I said with
Oh, you
that,
did allow
you
it.
didn't I said with that combined, you don't have to roll. That's what I was saying.
Oh, right.
So yeah, saves time. So roll, but plus 10 with the pass without trace, please, everyone.
27.
27.
At disadvantage, Kia.
I rolled a 17 and a 14, and my stealth is still +3.
Oh
Fantastic.
shit.
24.
Nice.
Yeah,
37.
Wow.
Yo.
I rolled a natural 20.
Nice.
Wow.
Neela.
27.
Damn. Annie.
23.
Damn. So
We're all in the 20s.
that's wonderful. With the help of Boy and obviously Oakley's pass without trace, you navigate your way through the back alleys, and Boy would occasionally take the lead, but only at certain points where you know in your memory of working out their kind of pattern, their patrol pattern, when to like sort of go shh and stop, and then you move forward, and you see some purple dragons just walking around, just making sure everyone's okay, knocking on doors, it's going, is everyone okay in here? Okay, good, and they walk around. But are we all going to the graveyard? Sorry, guys, just making sure. Mm-hmm. Cool. Mm-hmm. So you eventually make your way to the graveyard, and at that point, I'm going to say that pass without trace would have faded from the journey from there to there, the conversation and coming back. I'd say around about an hour's passed. So again, darkness is above you. You do have the lantern lights from the electric eels lighting your way in the as you get closer to the graveyard, and as you enter the graveyard, it is eerily peaceful, but there's a little bit of a somber moment in your head, because you know that some of you saw the bodies of the people who were buried here in front of you. Some of you had to fight them. So it's a very interesting feeling. What I'd like everyone to do is make a perception check, please.
Oh, that's a natural one.
Natural 20.
Hey, shit. Nice.
Wow.
10.
4.
Oh boy.
17.
17
Natural
dice.
one, but it's +3, so I don't know if 4.
Wow, you see the
I know.
world,
I
dude.
don't. I know.
Oh my god.
rolled
Opportunities
a 4,
arise. So with that combination, I'm going to say that for the ones who rolled under 5, you're sort of feeling weird, because you're like trying to be professional right now, because it's like, I'm on a job, these are my clients, I am with them kind of thing, blah, blah, blah. But you're not really, you don't know why you're there for the money kind of thing as well,
There are zombies.
Yeah, exactly. But for the ones who rolled quite high, so let's just say 15 plus, right? You do see the fresh dirt what was put onto the bodies of the people who have been reburied, right? And you look around and you see there's multiple graves that have been disturbed, either by being dug up themselves from the outside in, or from the inside out, depending on if they had coffins and everything like that, right? And as you walk around, I would like you now to make an investigation check. While you're rolling, who would like to make an investigation check? One person can do it. Okay, just roll.
Everyone.
Let Boy do it. Boy can do it.
Who's proficient in investigation?
I am.
Okay, if you're proficient, roll. Sure.
And I also, well, it's to recall information about Fey, Fiend, or Undead.
This isn't
Then I
anything.
would've-
This is nothing to do with
Yeah.
the actual undead. This is about who created these undead.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I mean? So what I'm going to say during this is, with your perception checks earlier, as you scan the graveyard, and there's little tiny lanterns here and there, right? Because people do visit the graveyard at night, because sometimes more peaceful, people like the privacy a bit more. It sometimes gets a bit busy, especially right now. You see, winding down the distance, a mausoleum, a giant mausoleum. Well, kind of giant. In Coco, the mausoleum there, like that, right? But this mausoleum is covered in green moss all around, and the doors are clean. Annie, you have been around the graveyards quite a lot for your time, because through your time growing up in the church, you would be the person who sort of tends to the graveyards a tiny bit, make sure that flowers are replaced, anything regarding memory or just any kind of respect for the dead. You've been there to make sure that it's done correctly. And you know this mausoleum. But before we come on to that, investigation checks, please.
14.
14, do you say?
16.
Yeah. 16, okay. Anything else? Who else rolled?
25.
Fuck me.
What's that?
Damn. Okay. So, Annie, before we continue anything else, you know this mausoleum as the mausoleum of a previous priest, the name of which is Aspiano Astral. That's Aspeana to the game. Oh no, not A-O. Aspeano and Astral. Astral. Aspian, there you go. Aspen, there you go, buddy.
Oh.
And it's weird because you know that this is usually covered in moss, right? But the doors are not. For people who have rolled investigation checks, as you are walking around the yard looking for any kind of footsteps, any kind of drag marks, and you do see some drag marks, and that's not from, like, it doesn't look controlled. The drag marks are kind of from the graves outwards. So you have to imagine like the zombies got out and they dragged their feet across the dirt. But boy, you notice some footsteps leading towards the same mausoleum that Annie is just checking out right now.
Okay. Is there any distinct mark of the footsteps? Like, are they shoe steps or are they just like actual bare
shoes,
footprints?
huge. Shoes. I said huge. No,
Huge.
Yeah, they're fucking huge. No, they're shoes.
Well, they're big for me.
Yeah, they're big for you. Yeah, absolutely. They're average-sized feet.
Okay, I just kind of point out the footprints that lead to the mausoleum and just say, whoever did this really isn't slick. I'll just have to say that.
Neela is gonna cling onto Rascal's sleeve.
Sure.
I will pat you on the head. Let's follow them. Let's see where they lead.
So are you heading up to the mausoleum?
Yeah.
Is that the smartest idea?
Maybe
Okay.
we should go back. Maybe why?
Maybe we should arm ourselves. Like,
Yeah.
Gets
what's the
her,
idea to
her
have
great
some?
sword out.
Yeah, and I will take my rapier out and activate it with Bright of the Dawn.
How
So
long
it
does it
also
last?
sheds a bright light.
How long does that last?
Until you complete a short or long rest, or I deactivate it myself.
Sure.
Oh, I also have to take 1d6 damage for doing that.
Dead.
Because... yeah, okay. Okay.
I just my crossbow. It's my spell crossbow.
You paranoid bastards.
And he's not armed.
And he's not armed, that's fine. So who wants to check out the mausoleum?
Kia will go.
Kaya!
God, I'm already getting confused. Already getting
You
confused.
made a mistake, Becca.
Yeah, I
I
did.
did.
I told you as a chick. Well,
Yeah.
We're living with
Kinda
it.
could have been
interesting.
Reagan.
Okay,
Alright.
so Kia, tell me what you're doing at the mausoleum. Are you at the doors? Tell me what you're trying to do right now.
I'm going up to the doors,
Mhm.
2 hands on my weapon, and I'm going to, with my foot, see if the door is open.
Okay, roll a strength check real quick.
Just straight strength.
Yep.
That's a natural 1. This dice is being put away.
So welcome to the show, Becca. So as Kia,
I'm really enjoying my first time at this campaign.
10 out of 10. So Kia, as you wield your sword and you sort of trying to place it, there's just no give at all.
Okay, I'm going to put the sword, I'm going to sheath the sword, and then 2 hands push, instead of just using my foot.
I'm going to give you one more strength check, or else this is going to take way too long.
That's cocked. 19.
That's really high.
Much
As
better.
as you push it, nothing.
No.
Doesn't.
Does
budge
it feel
at
like
all.
it's locked, or that there's something pushed up against it?
It's weird from your point of view with your what's your intelligence? We didn't change.
-1.
Perfect. You have no idea.
Okay,
For you, you're sort of like just going, there's something going on.
I see the struggle and I go up and I grab the handles and pull.
There are no handles. I love that
Okay.
you said there's handles. I'm like, yeah.
I just kind of like I at least try to pull the door.
No.
It's actually a pulled on, not a push. Yeah.
Well, hold up. Let me check it to see if it's locked, and I will go up and I will see if the lock is jammed or if it's just locked.
There is no lock.
Okay.
And he tries the door.
Kia's
Oh.
gonna start walking around the outside and looking for another way in.
Investigation check.
A natural 1!
Oh my god, Mika.
Okay, for
This
Kia's sanity, does anyone want to assist Kia right now? Okay, so Kia, roll again. Or do you want Rascal to join in? What do you think, Kia? How are you feeling?
Yeah, you know what? Having a friend with me is absolutely nothing to do with the 4 that I just rolled.
Oh my.
You know what? Road to Elturel, that campaign I roll so well. Any other campaign, it's awful.
It's all right.
I'm running out of D20s.
So, Rascal, for Kia's sake, roll investigation.
Please, for the love of God.
That's an 18.
Okay, that's fine. So as you walk around trying to find a different entrance, a lever, or anything like that, you sort of look around, and where the moss is, you sort of like push it out of the way slightly because you're trying to look for like an entrance, some kind of button or anything it is, but you don't find a button. What you find inscribed around the mausoleum on 3 parts, so let's say this wall, and the one at the back, you have 3 things that are inscribed. On the left hand side, you have the words "speak" in common, grinded into the stone. You go to the back, and it says "the names" inscribed. On the right hand side, you see the longer sentence of the dead 3.
The dead 3?
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone... 3 dead people? Does anyone...
In a graveyard. Oh no.
Annie? Is,
So,
are there 3 dead people inside of her, or just 1?
I know about
Triplets.
1 dead priest. That's it.
yeah, you do see above the doorway that it does say Aspiano Astral. But Annie and Neela, I would like you to roll either a history check or a religion check. Your choice.
A history for me.
Sure, of course. I had a guess that was going to be history.
Not great for my +7. It's a 16.
Okay.
18.
18.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad at all, my dude. Okay. So with that combination, what did you say? 18, Annie?
Yeah.
Neela, you get this too through stories, and even though you wouldn't when you heard the word Baal earlier, Annie, because you're still traumatized with what's going on, you just couldn't get your head straight in that point of time. But when you heard the dead 3, you have a memory pop up from your studies as a cleric to understand different deities of the world, or the multiverse, if you would. And Neil, I believe you would know this too, because you're in a library with loads of books and all that kind of thing. I think it's safe to say that you'd understand a tiny bit of this too. Maybe Annie would know a little bit more. Yours is more like almost fairy tale-ish, but grim fairy tale-ish for you, Neela. Annie, yours is a bit more real. And the Dead 3 is a story of 3 friends who basically went after godhood, and to do that they had to go to the area of the dead, and the place where we went to was run by a person called Jurgle. I believe that's the pronunciation. Please tell me if I'm wrong. That's fine. And you heard, it's a really weird story, because you heard that the Dead 3 fought their way through different hordes of skeletons, undead, whatever you can think about the abyss or anything like that, right? And Jurgle let them take over. Not because he was scared, he's way more powerful than them, because he could not be bothered with his job anymore. And he said to them that they can have the job. And these 3 people, they didn't fight, but they argued. They're friends. They argued about who's going to get the portfolio of this deity of death. And each of them were given a portfolio. we'll go into that a little bit more later. But for now, the 3 names, what pop into your mind? Baal, Bane, and Merkel. And Nilo and Annie, you can do whatever you want with that. Who wants to go first?
So, names, anyone?
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank.
Thanks for pushing the conversation, Kia.
You're welcome.
Well, there's 3 deads. It sounds a little familiar. There's Ball, Bane, and Merkel from the.
Did you say that out loud, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
The moment that happens, the doors open, and you see a coffin with inside.
Well, that was the key. Let's go inside.
Is
Great
that a good
sword.
idea? I don't. Should we be going in there?
I have to check it out. So we'll see what happens.
Okay.
So who's going in? Rascal, Annie?
But she's in the back.
So, yeah, so this is like a tight squeeze kind of thing, you know, but you can all get in there. It's kind of like the coffin's in the middle and it's kind of on a stand, and around you it's just stone around. Very like, even though it's small, it's kind of echoey, you know, it's really strange how it goes. And you just have the coffin right in front of you. I don't know if Annie wants to take this bit over because obviously it's a grave basically, but I don't know. It's up to you guys.
Annie pays her respects as soon as she goes near the coffin.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting because when you pay your respects, you kind of have these stories pop into your head of this previous priest was a complex human being. Something wasn't quite right about them. But you didn't know much else about it. Father Henry is not a gossip. But you would overhear the stories as he would speak to Lucian as well. He's been here for a while. Well, at least his grave has been here for a while.
As we walk in, do we see the footsteps continue? Or
So as you walk in, good
stand?
question. I'm just going to give you this. As you walk in, you see like there's little bits of mud prints. Kind of not like thick, but like very, very delicate footprints. And they walk towards the grave, and then they just go. It's like almost like half a footprint. So it's like footprint, half grave, if that makes sense. So it's like that with the grave.
Great. So is it like a tomb?
Yeah.
With okay. So Kia's going to just push the top of the tomb off.
Okay.
Annie steps in. No.
I agree with Annie here. Maybe
Okay.
check it out first before we do anything.
Any
got it.
counter suggestions?
I've got an idea. I think
Yes.
I am gonna detect magic.
Interesting. Okay. So as you have a little bit of a breather, it's very interesting. I need to look at my notes for this bit because you have this like aura what comes around you, right, where you sense, and as it expands from your body, you kind of have like a little bit of a panic set in because not exactly here, but you're kind of surrounded by the following magic: evocation, which is like an elemental kind of magic, necromancy as well. Regarding the actual grave, nothing magical, but the surrounding the mausoleum, what you're in, that's what was giving off those schools of magic, if you would.
Is there anything like on the walls?
Plain, completely plain.
Nothing on the floor. No kind of patterns
No. You do
on
see,
the tomb itself.
Make an investigation check. Yeah, make an investigation check.
Why do I have to roll?
Because you asked.
You know?
Yeah.
You asked. If you ask, you gotta roll.
Can Can
I
I
rolled
also?
a 3, so
Oh my God.
I'm guessing I'm blind.
Oh my!
Oh.
Change your
Can I try?
dice.
Can
Russ.
I try because I've detected the magic? Can I try and investigate further, or
There's certain limitations when it comes to detect magic. Like it usually
no?
gives you the
Like, can I
score.
do an investigation check on top?
This is an interesting part because with that kind of look, as you look at the actual coffin, there's no magic being given off from that point. It's like detached from it. It's not that there's nothing magical about the actual grave itself, only the surrounding. So I'm not going to let you roll for that. I just want to give you that
Fair
free
enough.
right now.
Yeah, fair.
Rascal.
Does it look like the top of the coffin has been moved at all, or is it intact?
So on top of the coffin, roll an investigation check.
Oh no!
Come on, guys. I'll
I
start
Hey.
with
step in and do the investigations.
roll as well.
Natural
boy.
20.
Natural 20. Boy, you roll as well though.
Who's showing off now?
You roll
Yeah,
as well, boy.
sorry. 23.
23.
Wait for me. Oh.
Yeah.
22.
Nice. Okay, so you look at this grave and you see that there's like dust on it, right? There's slight disturbances on the side. So let's say the grave is like at a point here, points down underneath. On the lip, if you would, of the grave, there's little like the dust has been removed on little parts. One is on this side, one is on this side. But there's like, it almost looks finger-like, like two fingers have been on top.
To be honest, to me it looks like the ghost kind of pulled itself out of the coffin, if it makes sense. Because the footprint is half into the coffin and fingerprints. Is that possible?
You're
I feel
overthinking
like-
this so much. It's great.
I can investigate the edges of the coffin to see if it's at the edges of the
Absolutely.
grave.
I'm gonna carry on your investigation check what you did.
Okay.
So
I want to
as,
see if there's like anything like as if it's a moving part, because I'm guessing because like if the foot disappears to the grave, does it lower or does it lift to like reveal
So-
that the foot would go down or up?
as this happens, you're like tracing your fingers under the groove, and where those like fingerprints, if you would, were, you feel a little bump underneath there, and then as you walk around, you feel another bump underneath there.
Okay.
They feel
I kind of look around.
buttonish.
I can't look around and just go, I think this is a 2-person job. I can't lift all this.
Yeah, you got small arms, so.
And plus, it's probably up to my eyes. So
Yeah, he wants to do it.
I'll do it.
Yeah, cool. So Oakley with your big finger, go under. So as you click it, the grave itself, it's interesting. The grave itself starts to rise. And I'm going to say this as well. As it rises, there's this weird sound what comes from inside the grave, where it sounds kind of hollow. And as you look down, there's a staircase leading underground.
My theory wasn't correct. Damn it.
press no.
Darkness is under there, by the way.
He is going to start going down the stairs.
Sure.
Great sword still drawn.
Okay.
Who hasn't got dark vision?
Yeah, I was about to ask that, yeah.
Oh no. I
Mila's
didn't think about
gonna
that.
I think you're a half elf. I think you do have it. I
Yeah.
think- What else? do
No,
you have
I'm just an elf.
Wood
Elves
elf,
have
yeah.
yeah.
You have dark vision.
Okay, T. I know how characters work.
And I also have a rapier that sheds
Sure.
light.
Yep.
Mila's gonna
Reserve
reach
my
into their pouch and take a little bit of phosphorus and rub it on their hands, and little lights come up and start floating around them.
Perfect. So, is everyone going down? Just making sure. Oakley, because your height is a little bit of a squeeze, but you can get fine. You're sort of like crinking your neck a tiny bit, you know, and like you're here, but it's kind of awkward. And as you work your way down the stairs,
Can I ask one question before we go down? Is the door behind us closed or is it still open?
still open right now.
Okay.
For
I'll
now.
let it be.
Right now.
For now.
Yeah.
So
Should
as
we
you, please, Nia.
Should we put something there so it doesn't close on us?
Yeah, that was maybe what I was thinking. Maybe a
Surely
rock
there will
or-
be a way out if there's a way in.
Yeah, the door probably.
It'll be fine.
Oh, we're fine. Okay, let's
You'll
go.
be fine. You're paranoid.
And
So,
Kia keeps walking.
so as what's the order? So Key's in front.
First.
Yep.
Last.
Nila's last. Yep.
I will be behind Nina just to be back cover of the group.
I'll be behind Kia.
That's fine. Annie.
I'll be middle back.
Yeah. Complicated. Oakley.
I'll be behind Annie then.
That's fine. Yeah. It's just more of the aesthetic because it is like a one-way system basically. It's kind of tight, you know. And as you walk down, you start to hear like the drip drops of water. Just, you know, like cabinish kind of vibes, you know. And you just keep walking. And just keep walking. For around about, obviously if you want to do anything, it's fine, but you keep walking for around about 10 minutes of just constant walking. You sort of point your hands on the walls just to make sure there's nothing going on, no like sneaky holes gonna stab you from the inside. Like you're kind of there, you know. And what happens after a while is you start to hear voices coming from far distance, like right down, and you just hear a slight
Corpse husband.
What?
Corpse.
Corpse down
Corpse's
there.
husband, yes. Corpse in the graveyard, that's great.
But
It's good to have you here, Becca.
Yeah.
you're welcome. I'm just here to destroy every mood that
Yo,
you could
it's
ever
fine.
create as a DM.
I don't give a shit. It's fine with me.
Nila's gonna dim the lights a little bit.
What are you guys doing? Are you continuing?
Yeah, just keeping on going.
And there you see Corpse releasing a new album in the bottom. Hello, everyone.
Simping over Saikuno.
What a hero. And you traverse down more and more of the cavern, and the noises start getting a bit louder. Again, it's just a hum, hum, and it almost reverberates like from where the sound originates from, and sort of works its way down the corridor and hits you all. And it's almost vibrating you from the inside. It's like a big noise, you know? But you can sort of hear different tonalities in it as well. What do you do?
I keep going.
Keep going. Cool. It's totally fine. Just giving you a chance. So as you make your way through, the light, a light starts to appear at the like quite far away, and as you get closer, I'm going to assume you just keep going, right? It gets brighter and brighter, and it opens up into an archway, and you're still hearing that Do you want to keep going?
Yes.
Of course you
Nila's
can.
starting to like hesitate, but since Rascal is right behind them, I
You
guess.
can't. Yeah.
I kind of move it closer to Kia and just like a noise from probably your legs because I'm so low down. I just go, I'm gonna be real with you. I think we might be walking in on some strange cult shit.
And as you say
I
that,
was gonna say, do you think chanting or monster?
okay, Kia, as you mention, say monster, all you hear in the back of your mind is monster, 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 monster.
5
And
gold says
boy,
monster.
what you said, monster, monster, monster. And as you, I'm not going to do it anymore, by the way, because I know you'll fuck with me. But boy, as you said those words, well, they echo in the back of your mind too. So whatever words you just said, just repeat in your head 3 or 4 times. But it whispers just pow, 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 pow. Do you continue?
Yes.
So as you get
It's
closer,
like, nah, let's call it a day. This has been great, but let's.
if you turn around and you
I'm not gonna say
can't get
this.
by anyone, so it's like that awkward, like, excuse me.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, mate.
No,
Sorry.
turn around. Do
Sorry
this,
about
Gina.
that.
Let's
Oh,
go.
no.
No, just keep going.
Yeah, sure. So, as you get closer, it goes like the loudest it can be, right? And you just hear a and then nothing. Proceed.
Yep.
Yeah, press X to receive.
Okay, so I wanted to give you more chances. As this happened,
I feel like God is trying to tell us something. I think.
yeah, Corpse is a god, and he's telling you just no.
Stop.
And you walk through the archway, and it opens up into a. And for those, has anyone got what's everyone's dark vision?
60.
60 feet.
Yeah.
Everyone's at
No
60?
dark vision.
No,
Don't have
damn, damn. So,
Wait a minute, I can do something though to help if they
Are you
need it.
sure you want to do that?
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, the dancing lights are off now.
You've dimmed them and taken them out, yeah?
My sword is still glowing.
Perfect. Thank you.
But it's like I have it behind me.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
Rascal's at the back as well. Wouldn't the
Yeah.
silhouette of like Oakley kind of fill in, like just like dimming it a bit
Yeah.
from going ahead?
But I would be like when I walk down the stairs, I would probably hold it back
Just polish his turd, dude. You polish his turd. Let's go. Polish his shit sandwich, what he just created with light. So as you walk through, it opens up into, and it's dim, but are other light sources, tiny little torches on the, I can't think of the term, not podium, columns, as you enter a cathedral, which is broken, battered, not really looked after. The smell of damp hits your noses. The flickering of flames just dance in front of you, and as they dim and brighten, you notice a silhouette of a humanoid figure with a hood
Great sword.
standing in front of a table with a bowl on it, and standing to, let me make sure I got this map correct. Yep, cool, got it. Standing on the right side and the left side of this hooded figure, there's two other humanoid figures standing there, and they have a hood up and a skull mask with red dots circling around the skull. And as the noise stopped, as the lights dim, the one who's standing in front of the table looks up, turns its head, and grins. Roll initiative.
Oh no.
Great, great.
We won't be able to finish this fight throughout this, but I want to get a little bit going for today. Because I created a map for today, and I'm like, no, we're fucking doing it. Okay, so if you guys would like to look on the, what's the word I'm thinking of? The iPad thing, or in Roll20, you will be...
iPad thing.
The iPad thing, that's right. Technical terms, guys. Technical terms. You are greeted with... I'm going to sort of zoom out a tiny bit.
Oh damn.
So, my dudes, welcome to this fight. So, currently in front of you, 3 figures. Person with the red robe standing in front of a table with a bowl in it. You can't see what's in the bowl because the bowl's, at that angle. You have the 2 people right and left of you. I conveniently, because I think I know how Becca works, Kia on this map is at the front of the group. How weird is that? So I just want to make sure that the overlay is looking okay. All right. Sweet. I just need to do a little bit of manipulation on this part. But let's get into a little bit of initiative, shall we? Because we are going against some cultists. Because that's fucking cool. That's right. So, Let me put some battle music on. What we're gonna do? We gotta do it, guys. We gotta do it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There's the battle music. Give me it. Give me it. Where is it? Wait. This sounds really weird out of context, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So, court. Very interesting. What we got? So let's go. The map's not centered. How dare you, Lucian, complain about my map layout? Can't believe you do this. Okay. So 20 to 25. That's loud as fuck. Hang on. Okay. Just Rascal, yeah?
D7.
Damn Rascal. Okay. Who else we got? So 15 to 20. Really? Oh my god. Rascal, my dude. 10, yeah, we've done 10 to 15, right? 10 to 15? Okay. Boy, what did you get?
14.
14. Neela.
13.
Anyone else get higher than them? Wow. Oh my god.
We ain't good.
Holy shit.
Look, man, I'm going to be honest with you. I rolled a 4, so
Okay. 5 to 10. Oakley, what'd you get?
I've got a 7, but I should be. Do you want me to roll a disadvantage or not?
Your call. I want that to be a you decision. I do not mind it.
I will not, because
Totally
Oakley feels very uneasy about what he detected. So
Totally fine.
I got
Yep.
7.
yeah. With my initiative, it's 7. I've got 7 as well.
What's your dex, Kia, and what's your dex, Oakley? As in
I rolled 17.
so what's your plus to that? Is it plus 3?
Oh, plus 3.
Kia first. New character. Get them in
Fair
there, you
enough,
know?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, so who's left? Boy, you've already gone. Nia's
Yeah.
gone. Kia's gone.
Me.
Oakley's gone. Annie, what did you roll?
4.
Oof. Anyone lower than Annie?
That's it.
All right. I think we're good, right? Okay. So, my
So if you want
dudes.
to roll for Theodore.
Yes, I will actually. I need to bring up Theodore's stuff. 13. Hang on a second. Hang on.
This is some epic music.
This is Critical Role music, dude. And
That's why.
Kevin McLeod. All right, let me just make sure I've got Theodore's stuff. So Theodore rolled. Oh, okay, Theodore rolled a 15. Who beat that? Who beat that? 15.
Rascal's the only one who beat that. I rolled a 14.
Wow, Theodore. Okay. All right, and I'm gonna roll as a group. Damn. Okay, so with that. Ooh. Okay. Top of the round. We might not be able to get through all of it today, but I'd like Rascal to go first, please.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna run up to the creature on the right side of me, like behind the pillar.
So you're gonna go up to here. Let me have a look at the movement
If I can
first.
reach it though.
Let me have a look. Just want to make sure. That is 35 feet away.
Damn it. Then I will go to the one in front of the table.
Yes, that is 30 feet away. So you're going to run. Are you going to go jump over the table? Because the table is in the way.
Yeah, I'll jump over the table.
All right. So make me a quick acrobatics or athletics check, your choice. Or do you just want to jump on the table?
I'm gonna do an acrobatics check just
Go for it.
for the fun of it. 15.
Sure, that's fine. So do you want to be on the table?
Yee.
All right. So you are currently on the table. The table is for some reason higher than you right now, but don't worry. I'll do that in a second. Go. So
I will take 2 swipes at it. Yeah, at the
I'm with you.
person.
I'm with you, dude. Yeah.
That ain't gonna hit. That's a 10 to hit.
Yeah, miss. So you get on top of the table. You sort of have to find your balance first. You take a swipe, and it's a case of he looks and he slightly just ducks under, but keeps his eyes on you.
Okay. And that's 18 to hit.
18 to hit. 18 does hit, yes.
So that's 10 points of slashing damage, and what do I add to that? Just d6. That's 2 points of radiant damage.
Nice.
And I'm still, I think I can do that because it says no action. I will turn to the creature on my right, and I will speak infernal words, and I will try to attempt to cast a blood curse on that person.
A blight
there.
curse, did you say?
Yeah, a blood curse.
Okay, sure. Oh, blood curse, right? Yeah. So what do I have to do?
I have the blood curse, blood curse of binding.
Yep.
And it's he has to make a strength saving throw, DC 11.
Okay.
And if he fails, his speed is reduced to 0, and they can't use reactions till the next turn.
Roll a natural 5 has no +2 their dexterity bonus. So, fail.
Oh, it's a strength.
Oh, sorry, strength. Still fail. They're not strong. They're little cultists.
So
they're little babies.
They can't move and they can't take reactions.
Nice, wonderful. Can't take reactions, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I need to know. Cool. That moves on to... Oh, shit, yeah. That moves on to the cultist turn.
Oh, wow.
And as their turn happens, I would like... I'm going to roll for Theodore. As Rascal ran ahead and started to engage, I'd like everyone else to roll a perception check real quick.
I mean, should I even bother at this point?
Yes, you should. Absolutely. You're still a gamer, dude. Be a gamer.
Brilliant.
Wow, that 8 was really worth it. Thank you, man.
Dude,
Mate,
are
don't
you
worry about it.
I rolled a
serious?
5.
What is up with your rolls, dude? Oh my lord.
Get the feeling that some people wonder like why my rolls are so good. It's because I then have evenings like this. I don't have like a nice mix. It's just either really good or really bad.
There's no middle ground.
There's no middle ground. That's fine. So
15.
15, cool.
Also 15.
15.
6.
22.
Damn, Annie.
I know, right?
Damn. Okay, as this happens, I'm going to give you this for free. Because usually there's some other BS behind this, but I'm not. You hear behind you the sound of... And Annie, because you rolled the highest... actually, one more. As you rolled the highest, Annie... you look behind you, and as you look behind you, you see come out of nowhere 3 figures dressed in black hoods, and all 3 of them simultaneously go towards whoever's going to decide on next week goes to attack you guys as they come and sneak behind you and try to assassinate 3 of you. And we're going to hold it on for next week. But that's the end of today's session. We'll pick this up next week. I will say this, Rascal, as you went on top of the table and took that person out, can you quickly make a what's your perception check without rolling? What's your natural perception?
Passive perception is 11.
You see a bowl.
I see a bowl. Okay.
You see blood. That's about it. Okay. But that's how we're going to finish it off. We're going to carry on with that fight next week. You think you're just going to go against some weak baby shit? So
I'm rolling so badly.
What you'll be going against, I will tell you, what you're currently up against are 2 cultists, top right, top left, a cult fanatic, which is the person in the middle, and behind you, you have 3 Reapers of Baal behind you. They
Sure.
are.
That's great. Will
Sure.
they help me roll better?
Maybe. We'll see. I'm couldn't here to give you a chance to roll better next week. Good shit. Yeah. Everyone enjoy it?
That was
Wow.
dope. That was
Yeah,
great.
great.
Welcome to the show, the episodes.
Holy
Becca,
shit show.
I'm totally ready to embrace the nonsense. And yeah, so you guys can obviously talk amongst yourselves and figure out what you want to do next. Do not Google what these creatures are, please, because that's just going against the rules. But think of a plan. You can talk to each other. I've already wrote that thing in the Discord, so you guys can talk amongst yourselves if you want to plan anything. But whatever you want to do it. This is actually going to be a kind of a dangerous fight, so be prepared for it, okay? And it is their round on this part, so have fun.
Oh, for real.
Anything else anyone wants to say before we finish?
Podcast.
Yeah, so on
Other than
Wednesday we're going to be doing the podcast. I think I roll, therefore I am. On Thursday we do a Smokescreen by the amazing DM Sir Janks. Next Saturday will not be on right now because I'm going to be doing a 12-hour charity stream. But then next Sunday we'll pick it up from here. So from next week we go into the fight against a little cult of who knows what. But we did it. So good job, guys. Well done. Well done. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. I'll be posting this up probably on Wednesday or something next week on YouTube. So make sure you check it out then. All right, guys. Everyone say peace and bye-bye.
Take care.
Goodbye.
Bye.